Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have spilled tea all over the place, and as we dive in to clean up the place, if you're here for the first time, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So we'll start with the story of 50 Cent, and recently, Gotti in an interview talked about how he had a hand in blocking 50's success in the music industry, pretty much buying 50 enough time to land a deal with Dr. Dre and Eminem unknowingly. Here's a segment of the interview that 50 Cent shared and reacted to.
I blocked it until he fell into M and Dre's lap.
Damn! Are you serious?
Yeah, labels would call me, and I was so hot with, I was just the hottest thing. So I'd be like, yo, if you fuck with him, I ain't fucking with you. And they were like, we ain't fucking with him then, Gotti, forget it.
And this was 50's response. Now, everybody know why I act the way I act. These clowns be out here working against you instead of working on their own thing. Now look at them, all messed up clowns. And many users have pointed out how this was a case of big fish in a small pond abusing power. A user states this is why 50, my favorite rapper along with M. New York didn't roll with him, so M and Dre stepped in and signed him. He started destroying all these candy clown rappers, and they united and ran to DJ Khaled, or however you spell it. And even Page Kennedy was in on this reaction. He suggested, you should send him an edible arraignment for blocking you into greatness, God's plan. And I have more to cover on Page Kennedy in my next video in regards to Eminem, and this is certainly how it turned out, because 50 has stated many times that working with Eminem and Dre pushed him more compared to if he had signed with anyone else. Just think of it as a multiplier on his success. Rappers don't debut in foreign markets like the United Kingdom, for instance, with a 4x platinum album, but 50 Cent did. Next up today is about Nick Cannon, arguably the first rapper to lose a quote-unquote rap beef without getting a response track from the person he was dissing, and Nick has outed himself as the definition of stan many times. It goes, seek attention, when it doesn't work, turn to hate, rinse and repeat.
My number one, Pop, hands down.
Okay.
My number two, Eminem.
And on the Fat Joe show, he recently talked about how he's now seeking to squash his beef with Eminem.
And that's why I said, like, you know, one day, hopefully, dude and I get an opportunity to sit down, because like I said, I do respect his ability, but if we
what,
speak,
Nick, I'm gonna try. I'm not acting like I speak to Eminem or you every day. Fat Joe's gonna try to be the mediator, be the big man of this, and try to get y'all together. That's
hey, if you could do it, man.
Work.
I've been trying to get. I've talked to Royce. We trying to really get it popping, because I think at the end, two men need to have that conversation.
Yeah,
now, this is certainly not something deep for Eminem, but since Nick had entanglements with Mariah, we get why he took things that personal, and many fans have reacted to this new development from Nick. One user states, Eminem has no beef with him, OMG, he sent 15 seconds back at him on a feature verse after Nick spent well over a year talking crap. I'll guarantee M's not even thinking about this man, he needs to move on. And I'd add that Nick has been thirsty for that Eminem clout. It's a dream he's had since the conception of Wild 'N Out to bring Eminem on the show.
And tell him, hey, well, while you at it, you know, tell him to come. We'll set up an exclusive Wild 'N Out in Detroit.
You want that Wild 'N Out and all that. You want to talk to the man, or you want to? Come on, man.
Hey, come on, we gotta get to the bag, Joe.
Another user adds, beef? What beef? Nick literally dropped 3 diss tracks towards this man, and he still won without saying a single word. Those tracks were straight trash. I mean, even Papa Doc's famous Yo in the final battle against B-Rabbit was harder than all Nick's diss tracks. I actually thought it was more than 3 tracks, I lost count. And another user adds more salt to Nick's wounds from the failure of those diss tracks. Mariah Carey had a harder diss track with Obsessed. How do you squash something that never existed? And if they ever meet to talk, it will be Nick explaining why he's been salty at him since there's no beef, but it all comes down to this, let's be honest. Correction, Nick Cannon wants any attention he can get to make some money, and following his recent cancellation, it adds up since he got fired. The next point is Crook putting Complex on blast for pushing out misinformation with this, the day Kanye West ended gangster rap, all because Kanye, whose career was on an upward trend, won against 50, whose rap career already passed its peak, and Crook reacted to the news with this, gangster rap is alive but go off, and added, Complex talking about Kanye ended gangster gangster rap forever, and these are our spokespeople for the culture. And this is the kind of damage headlines like this do. A user points it out. Say something crazy like that on the same day Conway drops. The disrespect is astonishing, and since Crook went hard on them initially, he had to clear some things up, since personally, I know that these publications get in their feelings all the time. See how LSM outlets reacted to Eminem's Kamikaze album when he called them out? It was all 3 out of 10 ratings to bury the album. They can't take what they give out constantly. Crook states, "My bad y'all, I'm glad journalists are getting paid and feeding their families. It just seems like if it's your job to write about hip-hop, then you should know about hip-hop." And it's only in hip-hop media that I see outlets constantly downplay some of the biggest legends of the genre. I don't see rock or pop outlets do it constantly to their legends, but it's common in hip-hop as soon as they feel the legend is no longer popping. That will be all for today. Share your thoughts on these topics below, like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.